After abolition, not a lot changed. Just as in the former Confederate states after the Civil War, most of the former slaves became sharecroppers on the very same land they had always worked. 150 years later, there's still many people living in the same places, doing the same work that their slave ancestors did. You know, I've never been this close to cotton before.
First time?
Could you show me how to pick cotton?
So the cotton comes off clean, without a straw, without the little leaves.
I got a lot of leaves, so I'm bad. What time do you start picking cotton every day?
From 4 a.m. in the morning until 6 p.m. in the evening.
Could I ask you how much you are paid?
14 soles a day.
About $5 a day. Oh, that's hard work.
It's hard, but we have to do it.
Because of the fact that we are in need, we have to do it.
How old were you when you started picking cotton, when you learned how to pick cotton?
I was 7.
Do you think your children will pick cotton too?
No, we don't want that for them. It's hard work.
Es trabajo difícil.
Gracias.
Thank you. And take this cotton ball as a souvenir. Cotton from Chincha.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's get rid of this. I got my cotton, that's right. These workers live in the black town of El Carmen. Most of the town's inhabitants are descended from the slaves of the Hacienda San Jose. Still suffering from extreme poverty, only 27% of the Afro-Peruvian people even finish high school, and only 2% get a college education. In recent years, this historically black community has reinvented itself as the authentic heartbeat of Afro-Peruvian music. The Balambrosios are like the Jackson 5 of Afro-Peruvian music. Except there's 15 of them. Their late patriarch, Amador Balambrosio, helped to lead the revival of Afro-Peruvian music in the 1960s. Today, there's a party going on. Why is it important to you to preserve the traditions of the Afro-Peruvian community, especially today in the world of hip-hop and reggae?
We have an ancestral heritage of African music that goes back 350 years.
De hace 350 años.
We are a family with roots, and we still preserve the black presence. The day we play another type of music, that we're featured on giant posters and we look really good, that will be the day that we're making black culture disappear in this place.
Haciendo que la cultura negra desaparezca en este lugar.
Do you feel like you're fighting racism, that you're standing for black power?
Racism is everywhere. The blacks are labeled as being those who work in the doorways of hotels or in a restaurant. Or, this black guy dances really well. That's all he's good for. He's not very intelligent. I think that music gives you the strength to fight for what you're saying.
Luchador desde lo que te toca decir.
Despite the kind of pervasive racism that Chebo describes, last year, the Peruvian government made an unprecedented public apology to its black citizens. We extend an historical apology to Afro-Peruvian people for the abuse, exclusion, and discrimination perpetrated against them since the colonial era until the present. While the government statement doesn't mention slavery explicitly, Peru is the only Latin American country to have apologized to its black citizens for historic racial discrimination, starting in the colonial period, which is when slavery started. I wonder how black activist groups feel about this unprecedented act.
It's not enough to say sorry, no? We need to translate it in public policies to Afro-Peruvian people. I believe that Peru could be the most racist country in Latin America.
Monica Carrillo runs Lundu, the Center for Afro-Peruvian Studies and Advancement. Lundu campaigns against the kind of racism that black people here encounter every day.
There is a character, the name is Negro Mama. Mama in Peruvian, it's not mama, it's not mother, it's mama, it's like stupid. Mama. So the name of the character is Negro Mama. And he paints his face.
He's white?
He's white. For example...
That's, oh my God, that's La Negro Mama?
Yes.
Oh. So he's playing a stupid black man.
Yeah. And he used black gloves like monkey. And he walk like monkey too.
That's terrible.
This is Negro Mama, no? And all the time he's stealing or he's trying to rape women.
This is like minstrel shows.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but Lundu organized protests against Negro Mama 2 months ago, and it was removed from the air, but he backed 1 week ago.
It came back?
He came back.
Why did it come back?
Yeah, because they say that we are attacking the free speech.
They accuse you of censorship.
Yes, but now we are trying to organize an international campaign with institutions in the United States, of course.
You can sign me up.
Yes, it was the first time in the Peruvian history that a racial discussion was so big and about Afro-descendant people too. But at the same time, people spit on my face.
They did?
Yes. No, there are people try to, ¿cómo se dice? Run over?
Yeah, run over.
Yeah. These kind of situations you can feel in Peru. You can feel every day, but in this context, maybe we are living a more dramatical problem.
I've seen some racist things on television in my lifetime. Alfalfa and buckwheat from our gang. Amos and Andrew, of course, at the top of the heap, but I have never seen anything as racist as La Negra Mama, shown each week in prime time here in Peru. Black Peruvians themselves are criticizing racist stereotypes in popular culture. Yet back in Mexico, that kind of criticism still comes largely from outsiders. Cheche, yesterday I saw La Negra Mama for the first time. Do you think it's important to get it off the air?
I think that in a free country, the fight is not whether you're against it or not, because if they get it off the air, they are going to give it more importance. But if people don't pay attention to it, don't give it value, then gradually it is going to start disappearing. Cheche Campos and I have traveled similar paths, albeit in different countries. We're the same age, we've been influenced by the same authors, and we've both spent our careers as professors. How is Peru different for a black person today than it was when you and I were students? I think it has changed significantly, because before we were totally invisible. Now we are visible, and after many years, I believe it is not an issue of finding Africa. It is an issue about finding Peru. At its depth, it's about finding integration. The
future of blacks is multiculturalism in Peru.
That's right. I believe that the black organizations have to worry more about other aspects than waste energy on the fight against discrimination and racism. The fight for development and culture is a bigger fight that, in the long run, brings better results.
I understand.
Obama would not have been able to take on the presidency if he hadn't been above the issue of color, because if you are obsessed with color, you are the president of the black people.
I wonder if Cheche is right. Mexico and Peru, and of course the United States, are so much richer for their multicultural heritage. And without a doubt, the entire world is headed towards even more heterogeneity. But without acknowledging where each of us has come from, what's the foundation upon which a multicultural society rests? In both Mexico and Peru, black history and culture have been traditionally undervalued, and black people continue to be discriminated against, denied equal access to the societies that their ancestors did so much to create. Afro-Latinos have a double identity as citizens and culturally. They're both black and Latino. Chebo Balambrosio invited me to a beautiful celebration, his niece's quinceañera. This is the traditional rite of passage for 15-year-olds all throughout Latin America. just marvelous to see it done in a black community here in Peru, so aware of the kitschiness of these rituals and self-conscious about it and playing with it. It's so multicultural. Music from Italy, music from Mexico, salsa music, and music from, of course, Afro-Peru. After her father slips on her first high-heeled shoes, she'll dance all night with family and friends. The marvelous way in which her community has modified the quinceañera reflects how her ancestors have shaped this country. My only hope is that she'll continue to wear her double heritage proudly, that of a Peruvian who also happens to be black.
To find out more about how the people of Latin America embrace their African history, visit pbs.org. To order Black in Latin America on DVD for $29.99 or to pre-order the companion book for $26.95, call 1-800-336-1917 or write to the address on your screen.